Batteries Not Included is a 1987 film directed by Matthew Robbins and produced by Steven Spielberg, and is a story of small UFO-shaped aliens that help a group of apartment owners save their building from the threat of property development. Let me start off by saying, look at this. Isn't this the kind of poster that yells out, "Watch me"? There's an elderly couple sleeping together, with two UFOs peeking in through the window. That sounded so much better in my head. Anyways, I don't know if it's just me, but I love looking through VHS cover art. There's something so satisfying about it. It reminds me of the Blockbuster days when driving over to the store and renting a movie wasn't considered taboo. Ironically, I found out about this film while scrolling through Netflix, so... But after watching it, I can say that if I have to describe the movie in one word, it would be sweet. This film does a great job at telling a family-friendly story without having it feel too sappy. All the protagonists are likable. You can sympathize with them and understand why they refuse to leave the building. The owner, Frank, is old and his only option is to move into a retirement home with his wife that has dementia. Marissa is the single pregnant mother, Harry is a quiet handyman, and Mason is a broke, struggling artist. There's also Carlos, the leader of a gang of no-good hoodlums. This guy is the scum of the earth. He gets his gang to throw an old man out to the streets. How rude. However, there are some interesting things they did with his character, which is honestly nothing new, but I thought it worked really nicely for the film. The Fix-Its are awesome though. We don't know anything about them or where they came from. All we know is that they're self-replicating, cute, friendly, shy, little UFO-shaped robot aliens. They come out of nowhere, but we don't need an explanation. It's those things in movies where I don't give a where they came from, I'm just happy they're here. Imagine having one of these. Every time you break something, they'll just come in the room and quickly fix it, free of charge. They were created for the film by famous visual effects house, Industrial Light and Magic. It looks like they mixed in CG, stop motion, and animatronics to get all the shots of the Fix-Its, but I couldn't find any sources online that confirm this, so don't quote me on that. As for some things I didn't like, there are some really small plot holes that kind of threw me off. Some of the dialogue felt a little clunky, but other than that, I couldn't find anything else to nitpick about. There's funny parts, sweet moments, and even a few really sad scenes that actually hit me in my feelings box, and a lot of this is due because of the great direction between the scene and James Horner's beautiful score. Plus the nostalgic vibe you get from this film just adds to the retro atmosphere. In the end, Batteries Not Included is a very entertaining 80s film that'll leave you feeling all warm inside by the end credits. If you're ever trying to think of an underrated 80s classic to watch one late Friday night, consider giving this one a watch. I give the film 9 out of 12 Fix-Its. Do you hear that? It's time for... The opening credits features black and white photos of Frank and Faye in their younger years, but did you know that those are pictures of the actors who played them? Hume Crone and Jessica Tandy, who were also married in real life for 50 years. The plot for this film was intended as a story for the Spielberg-produced TV series, Amazing Stories. However, Steven Spielberg liked the idea so much that he decided to turn it into a theatrical release. Batteries Not Included was also the original name for a Tobe Hooper film, but when he realized a Spielberg-produced film of the same name was in production, he decided to rename the film. This film is now known as Child's Play. Producer Ronald Schwery needed to find the location that had burned out buildings to build a building where the film could be shot at. Production designer Ted Howarth designed a 3-sided, 4-story tenement facade and oversaw its construction. To make it authentic, he brought 50 to 60 truckloads of pure rubble to cover up any vacant spots. It was incredibly realistic to the point where the sanitation department came by and actually took away prop garbage. People would try to stop by to eat at the diner, and a business agent for Plumbers Local of New York went to the set to demand why there wasn't a permit down at City Hall for construction. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed today's review, and until next time, don't forget to please be kind. Rewind.